Hola amigos, soy Jane y esto es Fincaarte. There are some exciting things going on at the moment here on the finca. I wonder if you can see. Ta-da! Most of this belongs to our daughter, and we are going to be putting it all into plastic boxes and putting it back in the shed. It's not there permanent. But the thing that prompted us to clear out the shed is that we are getting a permanent visitor who will have some things to store. You know, we have a casita where we put friends and family when they come on holiday. Well, my brother is coming to stay for a year, 18 months. The casita is really tiny. So he's putting a lot of his stuff into storage, and we're going to have to, well, into boxes, and we're going to have to store it here on the finca. Hence the sorting out of all this stuff to try and squeeze him in. That means we are going to have permanent help for the next year, year and a half. And honestly, there are so many projects that we are hoping to achieve while he's here. Many hands make light work, so they say. This is one of our 2 hen houses. The nest is very crowded at the moment. We have 9 hens in this side, 2 of whom are broody at the moment and sitting on eggs. It's an odd situation, actually. We didn't want any chicks this year. We have to build a dedicated broody coop, and I'm going to show you the plans for that. Because I'm going to push for that to be done for definite this year, so that next year we can actually properly start breeding hens. What I would like is, onto the side of my shed, I would like to build a dedicated broody coop, exactly the same size as the shed, but with a run coming out this way. A covered over run, so that no eagles can get our chicks. And mum and the chicks would have to stay in there until the chicks are too big to be taken by an eagle. It's a bit of a shame because it won't be a huge space. Fucking bloody hell. Oh. Yeah, you should watch where you stand before you start filming. I just stood on an ant's nest. Okay, let's go look at the garden. Woo! Clyde! Okay. Everything's looking great in here. Not everything is great, but it's looking okay. I'm obsessed now with looking where I'm putting my feet because of the ants. Okay, let's just have a quick sweep round the garden. We'll start off over there. Against the fence over there is where I had the broad beans. That bed is resting now. I've put half a dozen tomatoes up against the fence, but other than that, it's recovering. In front of it are my tomatoes. They're coming on. We have some courgettes and some melons down over here. Oop. We have some more courgettes there. There are also more cucumbers against the fence, but you can't see them because they're growing really poorly. The tomatoes. Yeah, I was a bit concerned about the tomatoes. I definitely planted them far too close together, but they seem to be sorting themselves out. And they're actually starting to go red, so I'm quite pleased with that. Cherry tomatoes. Big weed. Yeah, the cherry tomatoes are doing fine. They could do with a feed, actually. They're not very big. More peppers here. And some of them are supposed to be chili peppers, but once again, I have so far not been able to grow anything with any kind of heat to it. There's not actually a lot to be said about the garden this month. It's just coming on. It's a case now of watching out for bugs and watering. That's all, and harvesting. Biggest disappointment was my cucumbers. I had amazing cucumbers last year and with very little effort. This year they got attacked by aphids. I don't know, somehow I thought that because they have hairy leaves that aphids didn't bother with them. This is not true. And while I could see the ants on the cucumbers, and I could see the leaves on the cucumbers were turning yellow and the cucumbers weren't looking good, I couldn't see the aphids. I don't know. Sometimes you just get blind. Do you know this? I'm going to have to go in. I've been bitten by ants and I'm just feeling really uncomfortable now. Earlier this year, I set out to try and make the garden, not the vegetable garden, but the actual garden area around the house look a bit better. I haven't got terribly far. What can I say? I'm just not very knowledgeable about the flowers, and because they're not feeding me, I kind of forget to water them. But I have plans. No, really, I have plans. Stick with me, guys, because now I'm going to have some help permanently here. I hopefully will be able to achieve a bit more. And of course, I'll take you along. Thanks for watching. See you next time.